How's it going, guys? You're watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host, Kyle Brotherson, and today we're going to install a Cycra skid plate on our dirt bike. That's what's coming up next on Dirt Bike Channel. When you get a new bike or you get a different bike, you want to check and make sure that you've got a skid plate. A skid plate is important when you're doing off-road riding because you're going to be gliding over logs, you're going to be sliding over rocks and things like that, or grinding over rocks, I should say. And you want to protect the bottom of your motor and the bottom of your frame of your dirt bike. And a really easy way to do that is by picking up one of these skid plates. Now, skid plates come in a lot of different colors and varieties, and you can get them in aluminum, you can get them in plastic. I kind of prefer the plastic ones right now because they're lightweight. This thing weighs hardly anything, and they're quieter. I don't think they make kind of as much resonance on the motor as what the aluminum ones do. I don't have an aluminum one here in the shop right now. But I've had those in the past, and although the aluminum it offers a lot of protection, I don't think you get a lot of drop off in protection by going with one of these heavy duty plastic skid plates like this one from Cycra that we're going to put on this 4-stroke here in just a minute. So these things are actually quite easy to install. They come with mounting hardware, these brackets, which I'll show you how to put on, and then this just kind of goes up over the frame, and it's quite easy. So I'll show you that in just a second. One of the things that I kind of wish that this one did is I kind of wish that it was designed with a quick release on the front, because as you'll see, we're going to have to use 4 bolts to put this in. And the way that KTM has designed this particular oil drain plug, this skid plate is going to have to come off every time we change the oil. That's kind of a downer because we're going to change the oil every 5 to 10 hours of engine running. So we're going to have to pull 4 bolts off this and take our skid plate off every time. I kind of wish that, because of the way that this is designed, I kind of wish that there was a quick release on the front so that you could pull this off really quickly. But other than that, I think this is going to be a pretty slick installation and a good skid plate for the bike. So let's look and see how this is done. Okay, so let's take a look and see how this is gonna go. It's kind of an awkward camera angle, but I think I've got this lit properly so you guys can see. I've already installed, or at least kind of initially put one of these mounting brackets on. I'll show you how these things go, but we want to just take a look and see how this is gonna go on the bike and make sure everything fits right. And so that's got a nice fit right there, and we're gonna have access to our bolt holes on this mounting bracket. So I think that's going to work. Now let's take a look and see how we're gonna put, I think these things, see if I can get in the right position here. These brackets I found can go on better if you sort of spread them apart like this. Okay, see how I did that? You just kind of spread it up, get the mounting bracket behind, and then you'll just twist that like that. Now, those are there, and once we get them kind of in the position where we want them, so I know that the holes are gonna line up, we'll tighten those down. In fact, we can tighten those down after the fact. There we go. Yeah, that's going to be real close to the place that we need it. I was looking at this earlier. Okay, so now I'm going to have to find my bolts. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but they've given us these little Allen bolts, Allen screws, and this is my only disappointment with this thing is that I wish that we had something a little bit more heavy duty. Maybe like a real, 8 or 10 millimeter bolt here, because I had a problem on a skid plate in the past, man. I just got lucky on that because I just lined those holes right up. I couldn't do that again that easily if I tried, I don't think. But I had a situation where I had a skid plate that mounted just like this, and I had to pull these screws out because I was changing the oil, and of course that would drop off. And as I was pulling these, trying to take these bolts out, I kind of stripped one of the heads because my Allen wrench slipped off, and then suddenly I could no longer get that skid plate off because I had stripped the bolt and that bolt would not come out. I tried to drill it out and I eventually just had to actually break the skid plate off the bike because of the way that they had this mounted here with just these type of screws. So that would be my one complaint on this. And it's kind of a double complaint because honestly, all it would have taken is for KTM to design the oil plug a little bit differently to work more like the two-strokes do, so that you can just, you know, change the oil without taking your skid plate off. It also could have been avoided if the manufacturer, and I don't think that was a Cycra one, I think it was like an Anchurbe's one, if they would had a quick release up here so that you could just twist something and boom, drop the skid plate off like I've seen on some of the other ones. But honestly guys, that's as hard as it is. I'm gonna go ahead and then just kind of tighten up the, sorry to get my head in the shot. I'm gonna tighten up this middle screw here. Let's see if I can get onto this one. Just give that one a little bit of a snug. Give this one, tighten that up. And that's basically it, guys. And now we've got our skid plate on our bike and should have a lot of protection there. See, this is what I'm referring to back here. Here is your oil drain plug back inside there. And so in order for you on this particular bike, on this KTM here, in order for you to actually change the oil, you're gonna have to drop your skid plate. This is your oil screen right here. This is your oil drain plug. And if they would have put this drain plug so it was outside like this, where the screen plug is, you wouldn't have to pull the skid plate off. You can get to your oil filter up here without changing taking off your skid plate. But to get to that bolt, even if they would have put a hole coming up through the bottom of here, Cycra, it still would have been next to impossible to get that bolt out and back in. And then not to mention the fact that even if you're going to dump all of your oil down in here and catch it in the skid plate. So the skid plate's got to come off. So we're going to do that obviously here by pulling those 4 bolts out every time we change the oil. Well, thanks for watching our installation of this Cycra skid plate on a dirt bike. If you want to help support Dirt Bike Channel, you can go over to dirtbikechannel.com/parts, and I have a couple of affiliate links over there where you can click. If you click on one of those affiliate links and then order the parts for your bike, Dirt Bike Channel will give a small referral bonus, and that just helps us to bring more content like this to you. So you can find this Cycra skid plate and a ton of other stuff at those affiliate links that we have. And until next time, thanks for watching.